Hi, Beth. Hi, Mary. Hi, Georgina. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing pretty good. We'll see how I'm doing at the end of the day since I have my first outpatient PT today. I'm not looking forward to that, but that's the way it goes. Got a teeny touch of sniffles. That's never fun. Well, yesterday we painted these pieces from Bargain Bead Box. I didn't ever get them sprayed, so with the sealer, so I'm just going to put them in a tray and get them out of our way here. Worry about those a different time. And what do we got going on up here on my screen over here? Okay. There we go. Now she's behaving. So, looks like we have 5 folks on according to the counter. I see 3. Anybody else want to chime in here? Yesterday, I finally got the messed up order from Auntie's Beads. They sent me the turquoise cord that I've been looking for. But we finally got that. Sadly, I had to email like 3 times before I finally did. But she did get it fixed finally. So it's a much different spool than what they gave me instead of what I ordered. So this is what I got. A little spool. This is what I ordered. So of course I was a little bit concerned. Hi, Gracia. Anyway, I was thinking that we would make a button bracelet using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit Lucky Charms. Mainly because it's got a button in here, and as far as I'm concerned, that's what a button's for. It's a button bracelet. It is a pretty color. It's turquoise. So let's turn down, and we'll get thinking about how we want to do this. This particular bracelet, I'm thinking I might do multi-strand, but we'll see. Yeah. Hi, Tina. So yes, we did. She did keep my numbers up. You guys were so great to go with Beth and work with her to keep my numbers pretty good. I appreciate that a lot. So anyway, let's turn down. We'll look at this stuff and we'll give it some idea of how we want to go about doing this. So here is the pieces from our kit. And the button is right here. It also has some charms in here and this big focal bead. I don't know that I'm going to use those, so I'm not going to worry about them too much. We have all kinds of various beads. And I need some seed beads. What color of seed beads do I want to use? Maybe we'll just use the gold. Hey, Anita, how are you feeling today, honey? Sorry, had to lift my leg down from where it was at. So we're going to use the seed beads. And we could use these in 2 spots, but I'm not sure that I will, but we will use the seed beads. We have our Jesse James bead pack here. Oh, look at all those pretties. Now, if I do a multi-strand, I would do 2 strands, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But right now, I want to think about how do I want to put this together? What do we want to use? I don't think we want those, and I don't think I want these guys here. Not that they wouldn't work, but I just don't think I want them. We may be going multi-metal since we have both silver and gold in here, and that's not a problem to me. I like both. I don't mind mixed metals. So my leg doesn't know if it wants to be propped up or not. These blues here and here, yeah. I'm sorry, you're not feeling good still, Anita? Hey, Cynthia. Oh, it's depression. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Depression is never a fun thing to have to deal with. Now, I like these, but they do tend to have chipping across the top here. So if we're going to use those, I probably will want, oh, there's one more of those. I thought I took them all out. Something that the tip will sink into, like a bead cap of some style, or I'm not sure if it will dip into this enough or not. No, it won't. See how it's still sitting on the outside of that. So I do like these. I want to use them, but we do need to be concerned with those tips since they tend to be chipped. So do I have? At one point in time I did, but I don't know if I still do. I'm not seeing them, so just a moment. Oh, did Kimberly show up? Yep, there she is. Hi, Kimberly. So what I have is these little conforming bead caps here. And these ones are really tiny. I don't know if they're too tiny for what I want to do, but you can push them onto the ends like so. And then it covers up that chip. So we'll get a few of those out in case we want to use every one of these green beads. We do want to have a cap over each one. So now if we're going to go for two strands, which we very easily can, I won't want to make them exactly alike though. So I usually tend to do one strand and then a different one. So we could go like, what color? It's a sweet little kiss there. So we could do one that leans more toward the greens and one that leans more towards the blues, if we want to do it that way. The pink and white are just going to be sort of intermediary. We just put them in spots where maybe instead of this pink, we'll put this green one in here. I sort of divide these up into colors. We got a lot of more green because we do have these green over here. So we actually could make this an all green bracelet if we wanted to do it that way. We'll just decide what we want to do here in a minute. There's the white and the pink. I like these white beads a lot. Those are probably my favorite beads in the batch, the white and the pink coins over there. So we have blues and greens. But as I say, we got the 3 strands, so we got a ton of greens when it comes right down to it. So if we wanted to, we could just do the whole thing green. Hi, Dominique. Oh, thank you. They are a little spendy. I think they're like about, well, these aren't as expensive as some of them are. These are about 5 cents a piece, but they're conforming, so you can push them down on and it'll snug up and form to whatever you put it onto. So that makes it more. So I'm sitting here trying to decide, do I want to go both blue and green, or do we want to just go green since our button is green? It also has quite a bit of black in it. If I wanted to, let's just go all green. We got plenty of green, so I think we can do that. As it turns out, I can do members live today. They switched my appointment from 2 o'clock to 2:45, and it's only a few miles away. So if I keep to 1 hour, then we'll then we can manage to do our show, our members live this afternoon. So, but after that, since I don't know that we will change it again, I think we will switch our time frame to we'll switch our time frame to Fridays until my PT is done. So hopefully that will work for you guys. It'd be the same time, but just Friday instead of Thursday. And and so that's how I'm thinking we'll go along. So because these are, oops, bead cap stuck on my thumb. These go over, we'll go with the second strand, but I'm going to figure out how to do that slightly different. I may just flip them around so that the butt goes into this like this. So they sit sort of like here. Actually, that might work. Get your caps on. Oh, you go here. That's why he was still sitting there. Okay. And we may just, well, if we stay with silver, though, we need different things rather than our little gold seed beads. We'll need like silver or something. So let me see if I can find my silver seed beads really quickly. These will work. And we'll put the gold things back in here. And we're just going to see what we want to do here. We have both our crystal spacers and our I think it's so ironic that my ankle is actually bothering me more than my knee. half the time, and it was my knee that had surgery, not the ankle. But my ankle did have some problems prior to that, so. Hey, Dawn. So we have our crystal spacers in here, as well as our daisy spacers. And we're just going to, now we'll probably clip some of these off, though I'm leaning more towards this color. I use these obviously for something else, but since these go with the button better, so let's open these back up. Oh, yeah, I used these on our Unakite necklace, didn't I, with the yellow flowers in it. Come on, baby, untie. There we go. How's the weather been up that way, in your neck of the woods, Dawn? I know it's been pretty hairy in some places around. Whoop, go in there. Yeah, that's sort of what we've been doing too. We go from cold, really, really cold, and everything freezes back up, to being warm again, and then you're like, what the heck are you doing here, Mother Nature? I'm a little bit concerned about you. But so I don't have enough daisy spacers to put them on the ends here, but that's all right, because I think that our seed beads would sink into one of these daisy spacers anyway. So what we need to do a double strand like this is we need a strand of wire. I'm going to cut about 18 inches, even though I don't need that much, but I like to have some to work with. So we're going to cut about 18 inches. So that's about 18 there. Isn't this a beautiful color of wire? This is emerald. I should see if they have any left. They were going to discontinue it again once they ran out again. So I'm hoping they have some left, but I don't know if they do or not. So let's... Okay, I saw somebody say hi to Heather, but I haven't seen Heather come on. Is she on? There she is. She is on. So what we're going to do here, I don't need my ruler anymore. Let's get rid of it. Is we're going to get a crimp tube out. Now, from my understanding, the price of crimp tubes has gone up in the last week or two, because apparently the price of silver has gone up considerably lately. So anyway, so we're going to put that crimp tube out, and we're going to go through our button here from this side. Then we're going to go back through our crimp. Come on, baby. And we're going to want to even our lines up here. So push this one back this direction. So I'm just going to do it right up here. Okay, they're pretty even. So now that I've got them even and this crimp way down here, we want to get it so it'll move, but not so that it's really loose. So that's about there. So I'm going to crimp this. Oh, I just realized I have some of my lights missing. Let's have plenty of light here. Crimp in here. Turn, and crimp, and turn, till it doesn't give you any more resistance. It's already there. So let's see, that seems to be pretty good. So now what we want to do here is we want to take, did I give you plenty of space here? Yeah, I guess. Could have been a little bigger, but that's all right. We're going to get some of our seed beads out here. These are dinky winky. So we'll get, we want these because these are going to go underneath the button so that you're not burying any of your pretty beads underneath it. So you want a few to go, just, you only need like 3 or 4, to go so it comes out of here. Oh, hi, Renee. Well, come on. I know you're 15s, but still, you should go on the beading wire. If it's going to fight me, I'll have to find a bigger size, but it doesn't really. They're really just to take up space, more or less, than anything, to push the, to make sure our fancier beads do not sink under the button. You little turds are going to be brats, aren't you? Okay. That's just 3, but as you can see, we're right, come on, right there at the edge anyway, right where we want to be. So 3 is plenty. So now I'm just going to string up one side here, how I have them laid out. And I'm not going to worry about the second side yet. I'm just going to worry about the first one. It's going to sort of tell us if we're at about the length we want. So whoop. Come on, baby. There we go. Now, because you can end one of these in a variety of ways, you can either make it longer or shorter, depending on your bead strand, longer or shorter, depending on which way you're going to end it. You can take it and just keep going, bring your lines together and make a seed bead loop on the end for your button to go through. You can hook this to a ring and then use a leather piece to end it. It's one of those 6 of one, half a dozen of the other kind of things. So one thing we're going to do is just see how long this ends up being when I get all the beads that I've got here on. So we have some idea of if we need more beads or which kind of closure we're going to use. I personally think uh, hooking these to a ring and then having the ring go to a leather piece is a nice, fun way to do these. This is not real tight, but it's tight enough that we'll see how this would be right here. And we actually could definitely do some more beading on this if we wish to. Or you can go from a tiny ring to a big ring or a tiny ring, all kinds of different ways to add that length into there that you might want. I'm going to do the other side up, see how we're looking, and we may want to add some more beads to it. We could add, no, I don't have enough. We'd need 2 more of these to do what I was thinking of just now. No, yes, we would. I'll think about it. But so anyway, I will be doing members live today at the normal time, but I do have to be very, very careful and stop at the hour mark or just before it, which is, of course, not normal for me. So, I am going to change this up a little bit, I think. What we're going to do. Oh, I don't need this one here. Oops, that's where I need that spacer at. It's right here. Now, I did consider spreading these green teardrops out a little bit more so that they are not right beside each other like this, but I've got them going the opposite directions, which makes them sit pretty cool. Let's see, how did that change my length quite a bit over here? Let's see. Not too bad. Close enough, I think. Hey, Chris. Good to see you, hon. Hey, Gloria. You're looking for coffee. Oh dear. Your electricity is, how many rooms did you say you lost electricity in, Gloria? This is would be very concerning to me, but Lily just got behind my husband and yelled at him, so made him jump out of his skin just about. He's calling her a loudmouth now. I guess she is. Okay. I think my switching these changed the length of this one some. It's a little bit longer. So we'll probably need to put something else in this other one to give it a little more length. However, we only have 2 more crystals, 1 more of these, and we have 4 of our tubes here, which we need about, looks like, just not too much, but we do need a little bit. So we need a little space in here. Where are my... Here's what I'm looking for. Time to go, babe? Almost. My husband has his PT appointment here in a minute. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is we're going to pull off from right here. Let's move this over to this side. And we're going to put these spacers in. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty close to the same. Works. So now we have to decide what the length is on this baby and how much length we need to add to it to get the size we want. Is that still looking like it's way further in distance? That looks like they might still be off a bit. Let's see, where do we want to put something else to add that little bit of something? We'll have to go on this side to get that extra bit of length in there, since I switched up our pieces right here. So what do I do with those? I thought 2 of these spacers would be enough, but I'm thinking we may need 4 because we are looking a little bit lanky still on this one. See how much difference there is there? So now I have to decide where I'm going to put these 2 in at. We're not going to put them here because they have a big enough hole that they would slide right through, and besides, then we'd have to go all the way over here. What I'm thinking is maybe here at the ends of this. So let's put this bead stopper back on this one side. We don't want to lose our beads off. And we'll go from here my hubby just went for his PT appointment for his shoulder. It looks like that shoulder's going to make him retire a little bit earlier than he planned on it, but only by a month or 2, so it's not too horrible. Why didn't they schedule us together? Probably couldn't get it. Well, he prefers mornings, and I need the afternoon since I do my show in the morning. So now let's see if that did it. Yep, pretty good, darn good there now. So now we need to finish up the sides, or crimp these guys off. And then we're going to put it on a ring. Now, whether we want to put that on a larger ring or a smaller ring, that's a good question. Let's see. Might as well get this last bead and put it in here. So we're going like this. I'm going to crimp this, or not crimp, but stop it. Put the bead stopper on. I got a little more, I got more cord than I needed because I am going to not put any more beads on here, but it's all right. Okay, so this is what you're looking like. Let's get you guys out of my way so I don't have to worry about you anymore, because we're not going to use these guys, and I might want to use one of those though. So who would drive home? It would be Steve. His show. He's been driving since like the 2nd or 3rd day after he had his surgery. Mr. Stubborn doesn't believe in not being able to be thoroughly and completely independent. So, so that one still looks like it's pushing out to this way more, but we'll see what it looks like when we. It's not though. I think so. So the thing we need to decide is how much space we need now for whatever we're going to do on this other end. And what I'm probably going to do here is we're going to take a little seed bead escaped, and we're going to hook these to a ring, and then the ring is going to hook to a leather piece to be our closure. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you think so. Pretty greens. Yes, they are very pretty. Ugh, that's a pain. And they've checked all the breakers, and they just haven't, Gloria, and they just haven't tripped a breaker somewhere along the line, because that's sort of what it sounds like, is that you have a breaker tripped. Of course, they'd all have to be on the same wall if it is a breaker tripped for your wall. He had his surgery 2 weeks before I had mine. Must be a Steve thing. Might be a Steve thing, Heather. Might just be a guy thing, you know. So anyway, we're going to see how large this is right now. So we want our numbers up. So we're just going to pull this. And we have plenty of room. See there, we have a ton of room left. So we need to get a silver ring. I think I have some right here. But then no, more often than not, I'll say, oh, I have some right here. And then I go looking for them, and they're not right there. Unfortunately, this looks like it might be the case again today, too. But I have a lot of rings, so it's not going to be a problem. That's a little gold. There's my little gold ones. My big, huge silver ones don't want this one. It's a little too big. That's gold. Need to put those up where they belong. More that need to be put away. You know, I don't remember what we were doing the other day, but I was looking for these, and of course now I find them. Okay. Now I'm going to roll myself backwards here. I've got a whole box of rings over here. I just have to go and get one. Rings, lots and lots of rings. These are my silver ones. Gold ones are in a different place. So we got straightforward rings. We got decorative rings. Got fancier rings. Nice big sturdy rings. This one might be bigger than I want it to be. It's pretty darn good sized. Now that's more fancy choices. And then we have more of a straightforward ring. Just like a regular straightforward ring here. I think that this one is a little thicker. Oh. No kidding, Gloria. Electricians are not cheap. That's a good point, Deb. We had that happen in my kitchen, and we had half my breakers out, every other one, or my plugs. And we were thinking, oh goodness, we're going to have to get an electrician. But when we redid our kitchen, because I didn't like the old one, so we redid it a number of years ago, probably about 10 now. I got all new cabinets and appliances and such, and I asked the contractors that were here if they'd check to see if we were going to need new outlet, boxes or whatever. And he said, no, this one was just tripped. And now they all work again. So we have the plain. We have this fancier one with it's textured. I think it was supposed to be made to. I'm not sure this isn't an open ring, and if it is, I don't want to use it. It is. So we don't want to use this one. It's an open ring. So we'll put it back in its slot. It's a pity because it's pretty, and I would have liked to have used it. Are they all open? Yes, they are open. I actually wish this one was just a little bit smaller. It's a little bigger than I want, but we may have to go with it anyway because I'm not sure I have anything smaller that will work. But I have this one, but it's quite a bit smaller than I want to use. But yes, this is the Lucky Charms SoftFlex kit. Oh, you've never made a button bracelet, Gloria? Oh, button bracelets are not hard. It's just that this becomes your closure, your button. And you can do it this way, which we're going to do today. Or if you're just making, let's see if I have another one close by me so I can show you what I mean here. Well, here's one that has, I used something that's definitely not a button for the button. But let's see if I can get it off here easily. Actually, I maybe should put this in my Etsy shop. See this guy? See that my fairy here, here's the other way, one of the ways you can end it by just making a seed bead loop at the end. Or if you don't trust the seed beads, you can even just make a regular loop out of just the SoftFlex, because SoftFlex is pretty. But she just slides through there, and that's how your button works in one of these style, is through your seed bead loop. So you like this small one? Yeah, we could probably use it. My only concern then is we're going to need more room on the end for our leather, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is the one with the seed bead loop, which I was contemplating making one of those style, but I did not, obviously. And let's see if I have any more button bracelets close by me here so that I can show them to you. I don't think I do. Yeah, it would be a little red button right in the middle of it. So now what we're going to do is, if we're going to use this one, what we want to do is we're going to take a couple of crimps and we're going to crimp onto this. Now you could use, you could jump ring it on if you prefer to do that. I prefer to crimp it right onto the ring if I can. So that's what we're going to do here. Then we're going to see what length we are. This may be a shorter bracelet, but it may not be. We'll see what it ends up being when we put our leather on. So we'll just take one of these off. And as you can see, I do have plenty of extra wire, which I didn't mean to have that much extra wire, but well, you know, the way it goes. So now we're going to go through here. Will you go through that? Yeah, you will. Just have to work you a little bit. So now you want to pull this up, check to see you've got it as tight as you want. You want to leave a little bit of movement here, so don't over tighten it here. Okay, now we'll cut this extra off. So that side's on. Do the same over here by putting our crimp in over the top of our loop, through our loop here. Then we'll go through here. Come on, go through. Ouch. I'll cut this one off. Ta-da! This portion is done. Now, to do the rest, we need to put our rings away here. Oh. Now, since we do have this ring here, we can put one of our charms on here if we wanted to. Yes, it is the green SoftFlex color they brought back, but I think it's only a temporary, and I don't know if they even have any left right now. So I'm hoping they will when I get into there. So we can put a little bit of a dangle on here. I think we'll put this one little shamrock on here. But the next step is to put our leather on here. Looks like I didn't quite get those the same close, but they're a little bit different, but that's all right. Anyway, where's my bag of leathers? Here we are. How close are you? Dark brown, light brown, dark brown. Okay, that minty green looks to be my only green. This is more turquoise. I know it's beautiful, isn't it, Renee? I agree. I wish they hadn't discontinued it, but they've discontinued a lot of the odds and colors, sadly enough. And from what I understand, once this run of the emerald that they redid is sold out, it's gone again. So what do you think, guys? Is this minty green going to be too minty? And should I should I go to the, come on, get my little clip off here, the dark brown instead? Those are our choices. You like the dark brown rather than the minty green? The minty green is not quite the right color, is it? Yeah, I wish the green was a bit darker too. But I bought a whole bunch of, this is actually imitation suede leather. I bought a whole bunch of these spools when they had them on sale at the bead store I go down to in Missoula. They had, well, I have other browns too, but they had like a turquoisey color. I think I got 2 spools of this because I think this is the same color. So we got that, and we got a purple and a sort of a dusty blue, a paler purple, another blue, but this one's more of a like a robin's egg blue, and this is the same purple as this one. So anyway, they had all these colors, but they didn't, these were the colors that they had on sale, so I got all these colors that I thought were just really pretty. But I haven't been using them as much as I think I may start using them more towards summer here, so they're more of a, a summer kind of thing. Anyway, we're going for the darker brown. Too many colors, yeah. But unfortunately, not any more greens. Would have been nice if there was a darker green that they had as well, but they didn't. So we work with what we've got, right? So we're going to use this brown. And this end feels funky. I'm going to cut it off. And this is a ultra micro suede, microfiber suede, which it means, of course, that it's not real, honest to God suede. It's a fake. So you want at least 6 inches. More is better. It's one of those things. More is more. So I'm going to go for about. I'm going to cut about 8 inches, 9 inches, somewhere right in there. And you want that length because we're going to make some knots, and knots take up a lot of space. But they're going to be simple little everyday kind of knots. I did have some black in that, but we already got this one cut. So now what you want to do is you're going to fold it in half. And you're going to then lark's head this over a ring. So just like so. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we got right here. And we're going to, now we're just going to tie an overhand knot in this side, but it's got to be big enough for our button to go through. Now see, it's really small right now, but it will grow some when you get your button in because it will pull to one side. Now here, there is something you can do right here that, cats, what did you knock over? I'm not going to worry about it. You can take and put a large hole bead, if you have one that'll work. Let's see if this one will work. I usually use like a gemstone or something, but this will work fine. Oop, just one. Sounds like they knocked everything off of my book table over there. Will you go in here? Not sure it will. One in. This one's not quite angled enough. Now what this is for, if I can get them both sides to go in, I'll show you what it's for when we get to the point of needing to show you. If I can get both strands to go in here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. I'm not sure the hole is quite big enough for both strands to go through, which is a pity because this would work just fine for what I want it to work for. If I can get it to go through. Come on. Twist. I'm seeing you. There you are. Come on, the rest of the way. Okay, it's right there. See if I can get hold of it. We are. Okay. Now we're going to slide this down to the end. And that's going to hold that in place. Now we're going to tie a knot here on this side. Just a regular overhand knot. Now this is why you wanted all that, at least 6 to 8 inches of cord here, because it does take some room to get our overhand knot in here. Now we got to check to see if our button will go through, and we want it to go through relatively tight, but not so tight that it's going to be a problem getting it in and out. So it definitely can go bigger than a little tighter than this. See how much extra space there is there. So we'll just push this down some. See how she's doing now. She still goes on easily, but she's not overly loose. I am going to tighten it up some by just pulling our cords together here. Now then this will go in here, through here, and there's our closure. And see how it sits there now? I still think it's smaller than I would like it to be, but I think it's only going to be like 6 inches. Yeah, barely 6 inches. So it's smaller than I wanted it by a long shot. But if I really decide I have to have it bigger, I can always redo it. But so there is that. Now what this is for now is if you're worried that your button could slip out of here, you can take this and push it right up here, and it now becomes a lock. Your button definitely can't get out. It's got that in there. How long is the beaded part? Let's measure it. Now see, if we'd used a bigger ring, we would have more there, it would be bigger here. For instance, see the difference here? I would get a good probably 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch if we'd use this giant ring, but we're not going to use the giant ring. The beaded section is just 5 inches. So if I had put another inch worth of beads on here, we could have got the 7 inches out of it. So this one is a short bracelet. And like I said, I may just decide to restring it and add some more beads to it just to make that extra length that sometimes that's the perfect size for you, 6 inches. So there is some people, yeah, that have smaller wrists. So I'll probably leave it be. So there it is. And like I say, this now becomes a lock. It's just an extra large bead put on there to be exactly that, a lock. And then, like I say, the knot needs to be big enough with the lock bead here because it's obviously taking up space to go over your button. And then you can pull it up. And like I say, if you worry about this sliding back out, you can just push the lock bead closer and it will not, then you have a much smaller hole for things to slide out of. Can you buy it for Dorothy? You could jump ring another ring onto here, make it be 2 rings to add some more size if you wanted to do that. That's a perfectly good idea, Cynthia. So Beth, you want to buy this for Dorothy? Okay, I'm not sure how much it would cost. Most of these things came from the kit other than, this, and my one set of spacers. So I would have to give it some thought on how much it would cost. SoftFlex tends to get expensive buttons. I'm not going to use it like an expensive button, but if you really want to buy it for Dorothy, Dorothy, do you like it, Dorothy? It's the perfect size for you, but so I will do we want to put our little shamrock on here? I was planning on it, and it will just hook onto the ring with a jump ring. Come on, jump rings, you're right there. Just need one jump ring. no, I don't need two. One is sufficient. But, oh, I actually even had two right here already. Duh. So put our little, oh, that's sweet, Beth. Speaking of that, Dorothy needs some cheering up. How are you doing these days, Dorothy? Are you you handling things? Things going better for you? This may need a large jump ring because this ring is pretty fat. We'll see. Maybe not. Come on, baby, go around. Oh, don't be difficult with me. Here we go. Yeah, it needs a larger jump ring. That one is too tight. See how it wants to just hang up there? I don't like that. Well, maybe it doesn't once I get it moved to where it actually should sit. Come on. Okay, that's better. So now we have our little shamrock hanging off of our bigger ring here too. So but yeah, Cynthia is right. You could I could take another one of these rings like this one, and I let you say I would double jump ring it on to add another ring here, and then we'd take this, of course, off and put it on the new ring. So oh yeah, just what you need, a couple of different ones on the same time at the same time. Thank you, ladies. So we have our little bracelet. And you said 6 inches was big enough for you, Dorothy? You have such tiny wrists. Let's remeasure it, make sure that's what it is here. Well, it's almost not 6 inches. It's pretty darn close to it, but it's just right above the 6-inch line. Are you sure that's going to be big enough for you, Dorothy? I want to make sure. Your wrist is very small. Okay. Okay. If you're sure that that's going to be big enough, then we'll leave it that way, and I'll get Beth the price for it, and we'll get it sent off to you, Dorothy. So anyway, there's our little button bracelet. Like I said, there's a number of ways you can take a button bracelet and end it. I like this way. I think it looks cool with the leather piece on here. You can just use a seed bead loop, just a loop of wire, however you prefer to do them. I just have always liked this way of closing it. I think it looks trippy. And I can't remember who taught me to use the large hole bead on the leather to make a stop, but it works really nicely. So let's turn up, and then we'll chat for a few minutes. Make sure I get that tight so it doesn't slip away on me. And so it, of course, will not fit me since I have a 7-inch wrist. So see, it's won't close for me, but it's about an inch off, so 6 inches about right. So it's so when it's on, it would look like so. So anyway, button bracelet. So anyway, yes, I will get this boxed up, sent off to Dorothy, and I hope you all have a lovely afternoon. I'll see the members at 1:30, though we are going to have to be stringently right on time since I have my appointment at 2:45. It was supposed to be at 2, but they changed it, so that gave us just enough time to do a members live today. So we will be doing that, and I will see all of my lovely ladies then. And for those of you who aren't a member, I will see you tomorrow morning. And if you're not a member but would like to be a member, your whole body is 6 inches. Renee. I love you, ladies. You are so great. So, you know, I may change this jump ring, even though it works all right. Well, no, it's all right. It's all right. It's got to make sure it's closed. It's one of my pet peeves is if my jump rings aren't closed all the way. They drive me nuts when they're that little bit open, because as all of us makers who've been designing for very long know, if our jump ring is not closed all the way, yeah, you can lose your bits and pieces, and we don't want to lose any but bits and pieces. What's the sense of doing it if you are going to have to lose your bits and pieces? So anyway, ladies, that is a button bracelet with a leather and ring closure. And I hope you enjoyed making it with me. We're going to send this one off to Dorothy, it looks like. And I hope you guys all have a lovely day. I will see you all, members, later on this afternoon. Other folks, tomorrow. So, bye, guys. Appreciate you all being here today, and I've had a good time. I hope you did too. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.